Hey guys, back out here at the cart again. We're moving on with this project, trying to do a bunch of little things to it. In the last video, you guys seen us do the rear seat conversion. We put the rear seat on there with the fold down, well, the fold down seat. We've been using that a lot already. Next thing we're going to do is the heavy duty leaf springs. As you can see right here, this is the 3-spring leaf springs. We'll get you closer to that here in a minute. And it comes also with the bushings. You got the bushing kit. The hardest part of this job, I think, is that I've seen on a lot of them is sometimes the bolts don't come out of the bushings on your old ones. So prepare for that. If that happens, you might have to cut it and then you'll have to get another bolt. But they should come with bolts. They don't. So that's what we're going to do. First thing we're going to do is jack up the wheel on one side, take it off, or jack up the cart, take the wheel off. And then you're going to have the 2 bolts on each end, one in the shackle, one in the upper part. And then you'll have the U-bolt nuts for that. So with that being said, let's get started on this. We're going to jack this up first and get that wheel off. All right, guys, here's a close-up of the parts we got. As you can see, it's the 3-leaf spring. It's the heavy duty. I mean, they do make them with 4, but this is the one they say is the biggest we can go without having to modify our shocks or having to need a shock extension. So we're hoping that's the case because we don't want to modify those. And you can see right here, this is made for a bunch of different kits. You got the Easy Go, the Easy Go TXT, the CC, the DS, and the CC Precedent, which is club car. So that's us. We are the DS. So it comes with that. So that's a close-up of these. Pretty cheap price. We got these from Buggies Unlimited, just like we did the back seat. So it came pretty quick too once we ordered it. So I'll leave links to this stuff down below if you guys are interested. We're not affiliated with them or anything, but like I said, pretty fast shipping, and so far everything's been great. All right, we got that jacked up. Make sure you hit the right part of the frame so you're jacking up at the frame and you're not hurting anything under there. You might want to block your front wheels also. Next thing we're going to do is pop off, well, on ours we have these crappy plastic hubcaps, but that's for now. We're going to be changing that out for sure. And then you want to get the socket your size you're going to need for your lug nuts in here, which happens to be a 3/4 inch. So we could take this off. All right, we got the tire off. You can see where we're going to be working here. On this end, on this shackle, you have the 1 bolt, and there's a nut on the back side. You're going to have these 2 nuts off the U-bolts here. And up here, we have the nut there. You can see that bushing is gone on that one. So this is going to be a good upgrade right here. So, and then we got to get that. So let me get the sizes that is. I'll let you know what that is. We're going to spray it down with some WD-42. That way it's, you know, helps a little bit when we get to them. Hopefully we can avoid not having those come out. So, all right. The size we're going to need for these is a 9/16. Here you can use a regular 9/16. Here you're going to need the deep well on that. We're going to take this U-bolt off first. Right from here, it releases the spring from the axle. And then we'll go after the shackle part here and then the part up front. You can see it there. You can see we started to back that one out. So 9/16 fits both of those to take those out. So we're going to start with the U-bolts like I said. We're just going to get it on there. Start turning those out until that comes off. And we put a block underneath the axle to support it so it doesn't fall all the way down. So we're going to continue to take these off and then we'll go to the shackles. All right, y'all, we got the bolt out of there that came out. We got lucky on there. Of course, we took our 2 U-bolt nuts off and we got this rear one off and our spring is ready to come out. Boom. Look at this front one though. Bushings are not there. They're just not there. We have the sleeve, but no bushings were in here. I mean, they totally broke off. So that's it. Now we're going to do the reverse. We're going to put our new spring in there and then put the shackles in with the U-bolt in the center. So let me go grab one of the new ones. All right, guys, now we're going to take our bushing kit we got here and we're going to insert these into here. So the first thing you want to do is take your bushing or your sleeve, put it in your bushing on one side, and then you're going to want to put it in here. Just like that. Then on the other side, you're just going to take another bushing and join the 2 together. Like so. Then you can see both sides are in. This one has a piece of rubber there. They didn't finish cutting through, but you can see bushing, it's all in there. We're going to do the same thing on this end. Now that you have that spring out and the tire up, it's a good time to check your brakes and everything. Ours are all good. I've recently replaced it, looks like. And like that. There we go. Another thing we're going to do to prevent future like seizing up of the bolts and the bushings is put some anti-seize lubricant in there or on the bolts. That way when we put them in there, they don't seize up so easy. So if you guys haven't used a spray kind, it's pretty nice. But careful though, it gets on stuff and it's hard to come off. So try to spray it away from something. Don't come out of your clothes well either. But I'll leave links to this down below. It's good stuff to have. Now we're going to get under here and put this in the same way we took it out. There's no particular certain way it has to come in and out. You can see it lines up. Your pin here is going to line up. Bolts in the right spot. So we're just going to slide that in. All right, like I said, we're going to put just a blast of some Never Seas on there. That's going to be nice. We're going to do that to both of them. We're going to clean this one up. It has a little rust. You can see any longer that might have started seizing up in there. So we're going to get that brushed off and then we'll do what we did to this one. All right, we got our shackle end in here. We got it in there. And we got the U-bolts on there. Note, you're going to have to unbolt your shock in order to make it easier for you to get that plate with the U-bolts back on. So you're going to want to do that. And another note, get you guys up here. On your new springs, this bolt end stays up a little too far. You can see it. You're going to have to grind that down flat with the nut. There's just not enough room to once it goes up through the bottom, because this touches the axle. So you want to make sure this is smooth so it clears the axle. So we didn't notice that at first. We had to pull it back out, but grind this down before you put it in. And unbolt your shock. We're tightening up our shackle bolts now, and then when we're done with that, we're going to try to get that shock in there, and hopefully we have the space with that shock. We don't need an extended shock or shock extension. So those are a couple notes to note. Undo your shock and grind down that bolt on your new spring. So let me tighten these up and we'll get to that shock. All right, we have our shock in. It did work like this, but you're going to have to get somebody to sit on the back, give you just that little bit extra so you can catch the first few threads, and then you'll start compressing the rubber when you tighten it up. So it will fit like this. Now we're going to do the same exact thing on the other side, and then this job will be complete. So we're going to go do the same thing on the other side. Remember, on the top of your spring, you can see it down in there. We ground that down because I wanted to hit the axle. So grind that down before you try to put it up in. And then also, you're going to have to unbolt your shock at the bottom to make it easier to finagle this bottom piece, which holds your brake cable and all that, and then your U-bolts will go in. So don't forget to do that, and it'll go pretty easy. So exact same thing on the other side. We're going to do that and wrap this job up. All right, guys, getting ready to put this last one in. Just wanted to point out to you, this is that bolt that we're talking about. It's on top of the spring. You're going to have to grind that down level with the nut like we did here. That way it gives it the clearance it needs between this and the axle. Even that little bit sticking up will touch the axle. So make sure you grind that down, touch it up with some touch-up paint, and throw it back up in there. So just wanted to note that for you guys. Well, there you have it, guys. Another successful upgrade on this cart. As you can see down here, we do have quite a bit more gap, so it's going to allow us to carry them passengers. Your ride might be a little stiffer. I'm expecting it will, because you press on here, it's pretty hard. It doesn't like to move, but you can carry up to 300 pound more on this car according to the website for the spring. So I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you have, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give it a thumbs up, and hit that bell notification so you'll know the next time we post a video. Like I said, I will leave links to all the stuff that we used, the upgrades that we done, down below in the description. They're not affiliate links for that. So if you liking what you've seen here, stop by and pick yourself one up. With that being said, guys, till next time, thanks for watching, and try something new.